Anger is one of the enemy's favorite open doors because it disguises itself as strength, when in reality, it's silent permission for darkness to enter your spirit. You tell yourself you're just expressing your feelings, but underneath that rage, something spiritual is happening. Your peace is being traded for poison. The Bible warns in Ephesians 4:26-27, "Be angry, but do not sin. Do not let the sun go down while you are still angry, and do not give the devil a foothold." That verse isn't just advice, it's a spiritual emergency alert. Every time you allow anger to simmer, you hand Satan the keys to your emotions. You give him space to whisper lies, to distort your perception, to make you rehearse pain until it becomes your personality. Anger doesn't start demonic, but it can become demonic when it lingers. The enemy knows he can't destroy you from the outside, so he provokes you to self-destruction from within. You start replaying conversations, imagining revenge, secretly craving the moment when the other person suffers. And while you think you're justified, the devil is rejoicing because you're now doing his work for him, dividing, accusing, and wounding others just as he does. That's why James 1:20 says, "The anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God, because when anger controls you, God's Spirit withdraws its peace to let you see what you've allowed in." The shocking truth is that the devil doesn't need you to curse God or abandon your faith. He just needs you to stay offended. Offense is the seed, anger is the root, and destruction is the fruit. You can be praying, worshipping, and still spiritually bound if you refuse to forgive. The enemy hides in that grudge you won't release, in that silent treatment you justify, in the bitterness that feels righteous but reeks of rebellion. Unhealed anger becomes a spiritual parasite. It feeds on your peace and multiplies through your thoughts. It changes your tone, your posture, your discernment. Suddenly you can't hear God clearly because your spirit is cluttered with noise. You start misinterpreting divine delays as personal insults, assuming God's silence means he's siding with your offender. That's the hidden danger. Anger blinds you, not just to others, but to God himself. The Israelites fell into this trap repeatedly, complaining in the wilderness, growing bitter when they didn't get instant results. Their anger cost them the promised land, not because God was cruel, but because he couldn't trust angry hearts to carry his glory. The enemy understands that principle too well. That's why he provokes anger in relationships, in churches, even within families. If he can make you resent someone God sent to bless you, he wins before the blessing arrives. Anger is spiritual sabotage wrapped in emotion. You may think you're standing up for yourself, but often you're standing against what God was using to refine you. The devil's strategy is subtle. He convinces you that staying angry equals staying strong. But strength rooted in offense is actually weakness, disguised as pride. True strength is being able to absorb pain without passing it on. Jesus modeled that when he hung on the cross, betrayed, beaten, humiliated, and still said, "Father, forgive them." That wasn't softness, that was supernatural control. The enemy loses power over any believer who refuses to react in rage. Yet most people would rather cling to the feeling of being right than the reality of being free. The shocking part is that anger doesn't just harm relationships, it distorts identity. You start speaking differently, thinking differently, attracting chaos that mirrors your inner state. Proverbs 29:11 says, "A fool gives full vent to his anger, but a wise person quietly holds it back." That's not suppression, it's spiritual discipline. It means you let God handle vengeance because he sees what you don't. Every moment you hold your peace, you deny the enemy a foothold. But when you explode, you expand his territory in your heart. Many believers secretly wonder why their prayers feel blocked, why their homes lack peace, why their dreams stall. And the answer isn't demonic attack, it's unresolved anger. You can't carry divine purpose with hands full of grudges. The Lord can't fill a vessel already overflowing with bitterness. And here's the most hidden warning: anger makes you mirror the one who hurt you. You become the very thing you despised, repeating cycles that your spirit was meant to break. That's why deliverance begins with surrender, not shouting. You can rebuke the devil all you want, but if you still feed him through resentment, he'll never leave. The enemy is allergic to humility. He thrives on ego. Every time you choose to stay calm, you starve him. Every time you bless instead of curse, you push him out. When you hold your peace, you're not losing. You're winning silently in the spirit. Romans 12:19 says, "Do not take revenge, but leave room for God's wrath." That means let God fight the battles your anger wants to handle, because when God fights, he restores. When you fight, you just react. And reactions rarely heal, they repeat. If you truly want to reclaim your peace, you must let go of the need to be right and embrace the call to be righteous. Anger is temporary fire that burns permanent bridges. Don't let it become your legacy. The devil's greatest foothold is not in unbelievers, it's in believers who refuse to forgive. He knows forgiveness feels unfair, so he tempts you with offense that looks justified. But forgiveness isn't saying what they did was okay, it's saying you won't let it poison your destiny any longer. The enemy can't stand that kind of freedom, because forgiveness breaks his legal right to torment your mind. So the next time anger rises, recognize it as spiritual warfare, not emotional coincidence. Breathe, pray, let the Spirit interrupt your reaction. Remember, the enemy's foothold only exists where you let your guard down. If you want victory, guard your peace like treasure. Anger may knock, but you decide whether it enters. The moment you choose peace over pride, heaven takes notice. You become untouchable to the enemy because you no longer speak his language. You move from reaction to revelation, from bondage to authority. And that's where true power lives, not in how loud you yell, but in how deeply you forgive.